Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Married in Real Estate Show. I am Josue Soto, Rebecca Soto. We're here with a power couple. You're going to learn how they build their business and the life of love.
We're excited because, honestly, estamos aquí en Puerto Rico, and we are staying at, which hotel? Fairmont Hotel. Fairmont is San Juan Hotel. We're having an amazing time here with our friends, and we're so excited because not only are they a power couple, 27 years in the industry together. You've been married how many years?
32 years.
32 years. They have raised their family. They have successful children, a successful business, and more recently, Ivelisse has been revealed as the new broker record for EXP Puerto Rico, que pronto va a abrir. Soon will be opening their doors in Puerto Rico. So thank you for watching. This is not going to be a recruiting type of video, but really excited. We're celebrating someone who has just made a huge milestone in their career. And so we want to talk with them today. We want to get to know a little bit about you guys, but let's take it back first. How did you guys meet? Tell us that story.
Oh my God. He has his version.
I got my version of the real one. You wanna hear the truth? You get it from me. But let's try her. Come on.
Okay, so I went to do exercise in a track. It's called in Monagas in Caguas. And this guy, he was like, oh, from cousin. To be sure, I was checking him out. Keep it real. But then he was checking his negrita. Like, because he comes with, we're going to do aerobics, so he comes with his towel, and he accidentally threw the towel on me.
Yeah.
Then he said he confused me with somebody. You know that? Exacto. I perdón.
That's it.
Well, that's part of the truth. But I didn't. For real, it was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose. She wasn't behind me, so when I turned around with my towel, she was there. So I practically covered her with my towel. So no, it was a brand new towel. I mean, it was clean.
Okay.
It was clean.
He happened to have perfume on.
Yeah.
Setting the mood.
Yeah. So from that moment on, we've been together like it was like a spark, you know.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God, wonderful that is. So tell us a little bit about what you guys were doing. Where were you in your life? Were you in real estate already? What was your situation?
This is gonna hurt.
Wow.
I was a kid. I was 18. I was just turned 18 years old when that happened. So fresh out of school, and yeah, it was practically new in that particular thing as I trying to get in a relationship for the long run. So
wow. Going back to history, that brings up a lot of memories. And many people do not know this. I think we're sharing it public for the first time.
Yeah.
I was a single mother. I was almost 20 when Melissa and I met. And I was at that track and field, not to get in shape, but to get my baby boy, Jose Ramirez, that's our oldest, something to do, reminds of having gone for a divorce, how it is, I do understand. So, one of the things that really was awesome was that Lewis courted our son, instead of courting me. So within a week, my 2.5-year-old baby was calling him Papi, Daddy, and was following him around.
yeah, that was really something.
And, it was meant to be, So I was in a very bad place, mentally, emotionally, broke. And when we got together, this is how it really was. He sold his first car. God, nobody knows this.
Yeah.
If we cried, it's just real. He had, imagine this, an 18-year-old boy man, his first Toyota car. You know how it is, you guys love your cars, right?
His car, 5, with everything on it. I mean,
So my mortgage was about to go underground because I didn't pay for it. I was just in the home. You know, this incredible man, he didn't think about it. He sold his car. It was tears.
no, Mama.
And he gave me the money. He's like, you know what? I got you. Put your mortgage up to date. And you know, I just knew there was something special. I don't think we had any.
You had a partner.
I had a partner for life. He sold my soulmate, my soulmate, and wow, just brings up so many things.
One of the funny memories. That
Now I need a towel.
one of the funny memories that this situation brings up is that it was kind of embarrassing when my mother has to sign. You know, I was underage, so my mother,
For Puerto Rico purposes, you had to be at that time, I believe,
21 years old.
legally get married.
So I was 19 by the time we got married, and my mother had to sign the documents,
Wow.
giving me permission to marry her. And then she said, "Are you really sure about it?"
She loves me.
Yeah, I know.
Now, yeah.
She's always loved me.
He was young. He was 18. I mean, you were 20. That's still very young.
Then I was kidding. My mother didn't say that. My mother was crazy to get out of Vicky, you know, get off me.
And of course,
You wanna get rid of me.
My parents, you know, me having gone through the hurt, did not want Lewis in my life. You know, they didn't know him. I mean, I now I understand having children of our own. You know, where my parents came from. They were worried. You know, they were like, well, you know, there's a baby, there's a grandchild, so being mamá gallina y papá gallina that they were, mi mamá, se me está viendo mami, te amo en mi vida y cuando yo cielo, so, you know, they were against it. I mean, they fought with everything they had, you know, but it wasn't from that place. It took us a long time to realize that. It was the love and the care. But now, you know, they love him. My dad adored him.
I mean, 27 years. So
32
years after.
33 together and 32 married.
You've proven yourself to love each other, and you're there through thick and thin, right? And you know, I'm so glad that you mentioned that about, you know, I should know about being divorced. I was a divorced person as well, single mother of 2 children. We talk about that in our book, Married in Real Estate. And so, you know, I know what is involved in that. And not only when you're that young, and I was pretty young myself. I was divorced at 20. So,
Likewise.
yeah, I was married at 18, had a baby, another baby at 19, divorced by 20. I mean, that was a terrible ordeal. And it happened so fast, and I was like, wow, I'm still a kid. I felt like I was a kid, you know, and so there's a lot involved in trying to hustle for yourself, take care of those kids, and then meeting those possible significant others. And it has to be something that matches, that your values align, that you know that they're equally vested, not just in you, but in the kids as well. And so, you know, congrats to you guys for finding that true love. And 32 years together and counting, and you guys have 3 children altogether. And how many grandchildren?
3 beautiful, amazing grandchildren that are Wanda, Joseph, Mikael.
The storm.
The storm.
That's what we call it.
So now let's take it to what I'm not sure what we're in real estate. So at what point did you decide to do real estate at that point?
Well, Lewis ended up buying my ex-husband's participation in the property I owned, and obviously we wanted to sell it. We had to make a very, very, very good profit on it. We wanted to buy our home, our niche together. So fast forwarding, we hired a realtor. We had no idea what a realtor was. And he made a lot of money. I mean, back in the days, you could like do net listings, you know. So he made a lot of money on the listing and on the sales. And we like realized, like, wow, that's a lot of money. So he was in insurance, very successful in the insurance industry. And I said, well, you know what? I want to bring my own to the table, but I wanted to be there for my kids. You know, we always knew that it was important being present in the lives of our kids. So when I went into real estate, my vision was to sell maybe one house a month, but be there for my children and be able to provide that income. And once I got my real estate license, everything changed in our lives. Our lives, God has been disrupting our lives from day one.
I love that. I love that.
Yes.
I mean, the industry's always changing.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
something.
Definitely. Well, when we started, I mean, that was like 3 months, right? When I got my license, we got an offer. I got an offer to be the manager, the regional manager for a franchise on the island. And we got the offer. We thought, who's kidding? You know, we left the office in total silence. Willis and I looked at ourselves like 2 streetlights after, and he's like, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" I'm like, "Yes." U-turn, and we went back to the office, and he's like, "Let's go to the West Coast for tomorrow." So we did that, and of course that evening, I remember we got on our knees and we prayed about it. Prayer and faith has always been, important to us. And within a month, without knowing anything about the other side of the island, because we're originally from Puerto Rico, we were living in Aguadilla with our 3 small children. It was a major disruption. Like I said, we had no idea, no financial guidance. I had obviously dropped out of college. He had not finished as well. So, there was no savvy. There was nothing to guide us through the process. It was like really raw. But we just, we were committed. We were committed to giving our kids a better life, to breaking generational cycles, and to our marriage, and we did that. It's been hard, and we made our mistakes, obviously. We've, hit our face on the ground more than once. But we're happy, because our children have the real version. They know that marriage is not perfect, but they know that Willis and I are always willing to do what it takes to make it happen. And this guy, he's always like looking for like where we start, saw him looking to the chairs. He always tries to care and nurture that. But I'm more the ongoing alpha, not alpha, but high energy. And he's more on the background, but he's my support, he's my rock. So I think that's essential.
But I think that probably says a lot of the drive that you had, because if you sit back and you wait for things to come to you, it doesn't matter that you don't know it all yet. You knew that you needed to break those cycles, and you were going to find a way, find a way to make that happen. You did it through real estate, educating yourself, putting yourself out there, and making sure that you didn't repeat any cycles of poverty in your own family. And you guys have been able to provide a life for your family and your kids now, the education that they receive. Tell us a little bit about that, because I'm really proud of that for you.
That is our biggest accomplishment. I mean, our daughter, Ivelisse,
Doctor now.
so proud. She's actually working on patients. She's actually, like right now, we called her. She's like, yeah, shout out, baby. And Giovanni and Geisha, they're in Jacksonville, they're also doctors. And Jose Rafael and his wife, Nelsie, and our kids here in Kawa. So, fast forward into this. Our 2 youngest, our oldest, he always really wanted to be into accounting. He likes numbers, he loves numbers. He's excellent at it, very professional. And Karina, she always wanted to be a doctor. When her 2 brothers were watching Nickelodeon, this kid was animal, watching on Discovery Channel back then.
Animal Planet, Dr. Philip,
all those types of things. Like she would call me, "Mom, look at this surgery." She always knew what she wanted. So I always told my children that that the sky was not the limit, that you could fly as high as you wanted, but you had to be willing to pay the price and sacrifice. I started with the grades and education. So they really sacrificed. There's a lot of their genius kids, and we were strict. I mean, I was like, no Nintendo from Monday to Tuesday. I was like on top of them. So they had 4.0 grade averages from preschool. They graduated at 18 years old, and so they wanted to go to med school. And in Puerto Rico, as you know, in the States too, it costs a lot of money. And we could not envision. I mean, coming from a point where we've been broke so much, we didn't want our kids with $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 student loans. So it was a blessing. We researched about med schools in the Dominican Republic, which the cost is
a lot less.
less.
Yeah, a lot less.
So our kids were 18 and 19. when we shipped them out to the public, I mean, it was scary because I didn't imagine at that age. And we got them over there. They went to med school over there, and we were able to, in the midst of a financial crisis, guys, this is like 2010, 2011, we were able to pay for their entire med school and not have them worried about student loans. So that in itself was a blessing. They both graduated from med school. They're our biggest pride and joy. And that's
I know. I am so proud of that story too, because think about it, so many people have a hard time finding a way to pay for schooling, and they have no student loan debt. No student loan debt. That's amazing. And that says a lot about you guys and a lot about your children as well. I mean, everybody works together.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about. I mean, I love that you set this path for your children, but let's dive a little deeper. I would imagine that was a lot of financial burden on you guys. You know, trying to make sure that you guys are pushing enough, selling enough to be able to sustain that financially, because.
there were no sales at that time.
Let's talk about
That's
that.
what I was going to say when I say in that moment. I mean, life is based on decisions. So we've been making decisions. Thank God for His grace, because the decision that we have made in life bring us to where we are right now. So we have to make a decision, and we did a path of faith, because because by that time we didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, we sent our kids to the Dominican Republic to
beautiful country.
Yeah.
Our Dominican family. Oh my
our
God.
friends over there. We love you a lot. But But the thing is, we don't have family there or anything like that, so we sending our kids over there by themselves. So that's the first thing, and the second thing that was on my mind, crossing my mind all the time, was, will we be able to sustain this journey? Because it was a lot less than Puerto Rico, but it was
Remember, we were counting on them getting a student loan, remember?
yeah.
And we invested all our savings and everything because we were in a financial crisis. And I remember they started in September, and in October we were supposed to give a disbursement. Check it out, and Karina called us.
Yeah, our daughter called us and said that, Mom, there's no way that we can get a student loan.
They were canceled.
They canceled everything.
Talk about disruption.
We canceled everything. Our friends are choosing out. They're moving back to Puerto Rico. What do you guys want me to do? What are we gonna do? And I remember that we said, give us a moment, and we prayed again, and then we tell them, you know what? God will provide. God will provide. You stay there. You guys are gonna stay there. You're gonna finish. You're gonna graduate. But there was always a but. You have to do it in 6 years. We don't have no more time. You have to be in 6 years, not a day more. So thank God they did. They did it in 6 years. God provided us enough to sustain there over there, to sustain our life over here. And we struggled. Of course, we have struggled a lot. We have struggled a lot. Yeah, we have. I mean, when I say struggle, I have to think. There were moments where I have no income from the real estate, because that happened in that during the financial crisis, from 2008 to 2013. That was the same time that our kids were in the Dominican Republic high school.
Yeah, it was after 2010 to 2017.
So,
well, the time frame doesn't matter. It's what we went through. It's a story, right?
So I have to sell my boats. And when I say boats, I had about 3. So I have to sell my boat, my motorcycle, all my toys. I have to sell all my toys to being able to, provide and pay tuition and everything. So
Now let's touch a little bit on that, because I know that we as parents go out of our way. Our kids are our priority. That's our why. You mentioned that. And for us, that's all materialistic thing, as long as we set them up.
yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that. How you felt at that moment. Why you had to do. What was the need?
Well, like I said before, we prayed, and God always, the message is always the same. Help. It says in Spanish is ayúdate que yo te ayudaré. So help yourself and I will provide. And there's something else that always touched my heart.
Spanglish, right? Because it's keeping it real. So.
There's Spanish people there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Anyway, I'm gonna try to speak Spanish now. I'm switch to English. So there's something else that said that when you take care of God on purpose and God plans, He take care of yours. Cuando tú te ocupas de lo que Dios quiere hacer, Dios se preocupa de lo que tú quieres hacer. So when those things, those situations shows up, every time a situation shows up, I always say the same thing. God, you know what? I'm taking care of your stuff. And I have faith that you're going to take care of this. And always, believe me, always, something shows up to help us to be able to provide.
No, I think you know what. I think that the overall lesson, things happen in life that we can't control. The only thing that we can control is how we react to the situation.
Yeah.
So are we going to stay stuck in that dilemma where we're at right now in that moment, or are we going to look for a solution? Maybe swallow our pride, sell our toys, right? Sell our boats, our cars, whatever it takes to survive, right? And you guys did what it took, and that's amazing. And, you know, oftentimes people get stuck right there, and they'll let everything be taken from them instead of finding that solution. And I think that sets a really great example for your children as well, and the people around you who know you, because they see what your struggles. And then they are able to kind of say, you know what, they did this, we struggled, we'll try that too, right? It worked for them.
Yeah.
Maybe we can look for a solution. Always looking for that solution, right? What's the problem? How can we solve it, right? So kudos to you for that. That's amazing.
And by the way, our parents, our family know that we struggle financially.
Don't we always kind of like
And we always hide that.
Because we did not want
You know,
to worry them.
I want to say hi to Nuria. Nuria says hi.
Nuria.
We love you, Nuria.
Nuria.
I know she said that she wished she was there with us. We same here.
Come on, come
So,
over.
so you know, this is why the reason why this show is so important, because there's always a story for each and every one of us that we all go through. You know, so you know, to hear that story and for you to share that moment, I know it was not easy. You know,
You know what? It was like not on script.
Yeah.
This is real. I mean, wow.
You know, one of the, you know, it's like even our own parents really never understood what we went through until they read some of the book. So he was just like, we never knew that. We didn't have to tell you that. You know, we felt like it was us.
Tell you that, it's just that everybody was going through tough times. So if you're going through a tough time, and I dump on you what we're going through, and none of us had solutions at the time. It really was a time where you needed to sit back, take a look at where your life was and where you wanted it to go, and just kind of try and navigate that. And that's going to look different for all of us because we all have different opportunities, right? So I love it. You guys really immersed yourself in the REO business, right?
Yes,
So it was a terrible time. Lots of people losing their homes. And my heart went out for that because even working with short sales, which is what came out first, the short sale market, it was that people were like, is there any business in real estate? And I'm like, unfortunately, there's people who are losing their homes. But we're providing a way for them to walk away from that and be able to kind of get relief from that situation. But the unfortunate truth is, fast forward, now there's a lot of foreclosed homes coming to the market. So now there's an influx of properties. And so you guys have had the foreclosure market been strong in Puerto Rico for a long time. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we've always been involved, I think, since 2004. It started when we began doing videos. And let me tell you, in the States, you have access to a lot of data online. But back in the days, I mean, it was like really, really hard. So we get comps, we have to pay for these databases to get these comps. And sometimes you got to go out of your way, go to the property register. I mean, a BPO in Puerto Rico is not easy at all. So we initially got involved with a company. They contacted us. Again, God provided a way because we have no idea where they heard from us. And we started doing bulk orders on BPO, working 12, 13 hours a day. energy drinks.
Yeah.
I remember having a
I
friend
remember
that
those
built a business only on BPOs. She had never sold a property. She had never listed a property.
yeah.
No brokerage. Just
Yeah.
BPOs. I mean, the
No,
market
there's an
was
opportunity.
crazy.
It's a big
Yeah, the market
opportunity.
was hot back then.
We were talking about that this morning.
Yeah.
So,
And it was a hassle.
it was crazy. It owned us. I mean, literally, we would have breakfast, lunch, and dinner on our desk working. It was crazy. It was crazy.
2, 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we remember those days. I know.
But you know what?
It was
Like,
hard,
like we and our children were seeing them. I mean, they were growing up and they were seeing and how I would take maybe 5 minutes. You gotta do this. This is your homework. This is your assignment. You work on the project. Okay, back to our home office. So the work we did in BPOs really paid off. Oh, and that investor, we had never openly at the beginning sought out an RO. We were scouted, we were called, and when they started giving us the job, we were like, and then we saw the opportunity. So we started getting into REOs, working with multiple investors in the REO industry. We started doing property preservation that was a little bit more, or contracting property preservation. I mean, and just getting, and having our investors, which has been really, really hard, understand our market. Because even though we are a U.S. territory at Commonwealth, and even though we have Freddie Mac, and FHA, who works, the knit and grit, day-to-day hustle is really different. And so just getting our investors in the correct mindset of all these things that need to put it's not as easy. Being able to price homes adequately and letting them know, the low ball and offered, but it will also place a property too high, that's going to be a holiday. So we've been blessed to work with a lot of our accounts. We've got new accounts that they contacted us. I mean, just I remember December 11th, we got an email from one of our BPO companies, which we love dearly. And the email said, Ivelisse, we have 1,000 BPOs for the island. Are you and your team available? And at this point in time,
You said 1,000?
Yeah.
1,000.
1,000. That's crazy.
That was in 2011.
No, eso fue like in 2000,
Yeah, but
2011,
2013.
2017.
2013.
We did 638 BPOs along with our team in 3 weeks. I'm not kidding. That's how crazy it was.
That's astronomical.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this email arrived December 11th, 2020. Okay.
That was about a month ago.
So I told Louis, contact our team. I mean, I know, sales are down. We're not considered essential in Puerto Rico as real estate. So they were hurting. I mean, for us, we were doing good financially because, of course, we learned. I mean, prop to Narrative, that the Narrative disciplines have really changed our lives. So we were good. I mean, we were comfortable. We did not have to go there again. But I was thinking about our team members, and most of them needed that extra income of what was happening. So Louis contacted our team, and even a couple of people that were not on our team, because we knew we had to help. And we're like, guys, this is what's coming. Are you in? And of course, they were like, we're in. So I contacted the company. I said, yes, we're in. He said, well, like always, we'll give you the list and tell us what you want to work there. So on December 27th, 28th, the first 100 orders dropped. And they had to be in like our New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, we were contacting our team, receiving emails, photos, and just, trying to process everything because it's fast forward. Everything is fast forward. So, we've been blessed with that. But it always comes back, and then that always opens doors to other investors, to other REO accounts, which we're just so blessed to be that. And it's about the reputation we've built, and the hard work.
Now these BPOs have to do with a lot of this marriage that we're all going through right now, due to the pandemic that we went through.
Due to the type of property that we are inspecting now, it has to really be good.
Yeah. And obviously we can't disclose the type of homes or anything because you know how it is. But this is a fact. There's about 92,000 mortgages in forbearance in Puerto Rico now. Now take this.
92,000.
Take this. We were hit in 2007 by Hurricane Maria. You don't have to explain what that was like. 17, I'm sorry. Then 2018, I mean, some areas it took a year to get things back. So we were not back to normal.
For those people watching who may or may not be familiar with Hurricane Maria, that was about 2 years ago.
4 years now.
2017, yeah, 2017, September
And
2017.
What this brought to the island was a lot of flooding in some areas,
It total just
a
massive
loss,
destruction.
massive loss of power
That's
throughout
right.
the island.
It was
Let's
the
say-
equivalent to let's so you guys can understand the state. It was the equivalent to Katrina. It was the equivalent to, in fact, Hurricane Irma hit you guys pretty bad. So Hurricane Irma like kind of missed us. And
Yeah, but not
2 weeks
much.
after that, but we
Mixed
got
up
those
a lot.
down. But exactly. So you know, land is saturated. I mean, we were actually in Texas in a business meeting.
Yeah.
Because Hurricane Maria was not coming to Puerto Rico. Remember, we were with our colleagues and business partners in Texas when we saw. Listen, for me, when in Texas, Dallas football game is changed or turned on, something major is happening. And we were like sitting down watching the game with our friends and fellow colleagues in the real estate business when they changed to CNN. And all I saw was a little island of Puerto Rico, and Hurricane Maria on it. And I mean, it was like we were in check please, and we were in the hotel.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of the stories while people were in Dallas. I know why some of them were in Dallas, but I've heard some of the horror stories, like trying to get out of there to fly in.
Some of
Our
them,
plane was the last plane to arrive in Puerto Rico the night of the hurricane. I mean, the hurricane was here and we were here.
Wow.
Yeah.
everything was closed down. We were running to our cars to get back.
And so due to not having any electricity, grocery stores are having to do everything manually. You had to go in
Everything
with
was
a shopper
closed.
with you.
No, everything was closed because there were no communications. I mean, not even, this is how bad it was. Not even the government, not even federal, and we know this because we have a lot of clients that work for the federal government, and they were like, you know, after all this happened, of course, they were like, guys, you don't know how bad. Even us as federal agents and federal agencies, we could not contact and get in touch with the states. I mean, communications, electricity, utilities, everything was down.
For the first 2 weeks, everything was shut down. No communication, no power, no anything.
You know,
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it was like you had to eat things hot. You know, I mean, hot because you could heat it and drink water. It was crazy. There was no ice. The lines, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours in the morning to get gasoline, to get just the basic things you kind of take for granted. So it was a humbling experience for Puerto Rico because I think we had gotten used to taking for granted the lessons we had.
but I agree, but one of the things that was most impressive to me, how resilient our people.
Oh my God, yes.
You know, to see how no matter what circumstances they were going through, they were able to go next door and help their neighbors out, and that shows the character of who we are.
And for the Latinos that were Puerto
Oh
Ricans
my
that
gosh,
are amazing,
Mainland.
having that heart and seeing what they're going through and wanting to provide that for the
Yeah.
island and everyone coming together. What a beautiful thing to
No,
be able to provide
I
for the
want
island.
to thanks for all the. I know you're watching, guys. So I want to say thank
You
you
know who you are.
Yeah,
We don't want anybody else.
because we as Puerto Rico, the island, we received a lot of help from the states. I mean, there were generators coming in, there was food, there was everything. Yeah.
That's right. That's what happened.
So-
It was amazing.
So now,
But going back to the economy, so this is like what we're dealing with. What we're arrastrando, you know? 2007 Hurricane Maria, 2018, we're still dealing with that. 2019, I mean, everybody knew. I mean, we got the governor out of office. You know, that was, it was really bad. I mean, as a mindset for the island, for our people. So, yeah, I mean, we were like, everybody was praying and really going towards 2020. I mean, we're like, it's the year, you know, it's going to happen, it's magical. And everybody was like, just waiting and, you know, crazy for that moment to happen. And although COVID happened in 2020, Puerto Rico got hit prior to that. On January 7th, it was a day after King's Day, we started getting earthquakes. And by February 2020, there was a need for 1,000 properties in Puerto Rico because properties were destroyed. Now, this is concrete construction. I mean, this is really solid construction. So for this massive destruction to be, and you know, we didn't expect it. You know, we have felt always. I mean, the island always shakes. I mean, always, but never
Like that.
like that, you know. So it was scary, and then
So it was a series.
it was a series. I mean, every day, every time, all of a sudden we were downloading earthquake apps on our phones. And then, you know, in March, when we were kind of getting used to, you know, the earthquakes. Exacto, nuevo normal. COVID.
The pandemic hit us.
And we got shut down,
Yeah.
I
Shut
believe it
down.
was March 16th. And we were like locked down, everything was shut down. From March 16th until May.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was hard. It's been very, very hard on
And then this pandemic. Like
Exactly.
you can't catch a break and something else comes and kind of, and now this is global, right? It's worldwide. Everybody is going through an economical crisis, so to speak, because not so much because of the stock market or anything, but because
you couldn't do anything.
yeah, exactly. You couldn't go to work, and so now a lot of people are what's the word I want to use is a leave of absence. They're all getting leave of absences from work, and so how are you going to pay your bills?
It was really hard on a lot of people. You know what? And during those times, I mean, we took it to grow. We were on a lot of Zooms and a lot of education, you know, just getting to grow. But we were also, one of the things we do as a couple is we counsel couples and we counsel
The youth,
teenagers.
yeah.
We really, you know, I always say that I gave birth to 3 children, but God has given me like 500,000 spiritual kids. So, you know, just listening to them and talking to them and letting them know it's going to be all right. It was crazy.
So now taking a look at the financial crisis of 2008 and now what's happening with the global pandemic. Back then, so many, it's not a financial recession here, but like, it's so different. But how prepared were you this time versus the last time?
Oh my God, we were very prepared. I mean, obviously everybody took in their finances, right? But we were not worried at all about mortgages. I mean, we had no debts. We were pretty real. We have various properties, but our principal home in Rincon is the only one that has a mortgage. So we were really comfortable. We had like that niche, that nest egg. We're going Spanish and English, so this gets a little crazy, you know. Like I say. So it was not, you know, we weren't worried about it. We weren't worried about our team. We were worried about our people.
We were able, by that time, we were able to help others.
Yes.
You know?
Important, yeah.
Give back. You know,
And you're so right, because I think that those are the times that we need to step up like this. You know? And same here, Rebecca and I were the same way. You know, we have nothing to worry about, but we did have to worry about something. That we have a team, that they have families, and that we have to understand that we have to make sure that they're okay, and they're making sure they're selling, and they're doing what they have to do to provide for their families. So that you're right. You know what? It's not about us; it's about them. So,
we had new agents that had come on board, newly licensed in March. So when we got shut down, I mean, they were like, "What are we gonna do?" You know. But we gave education, training, we were on Zooms, and you know, just we had no idea what's gonna happen. I mean, nobody had any idea how and when globally. So we were like, "It's gonna be okay," you know, reassuring them, giving them training, and in the back of our minds, we were like, "No." And when the market opened in May,
It was funny.
my God,
It was
one
so
specific
funny.
agent, and we don't want to, you know who you are, we love you. I mean, this kid, 21 years old, newly licensed in real estate, he went out and crushed it. I mean, the amount of listings, I mean, we can't get into many details, but this young man, young professional, he's our business partner, but he's more like our son.
Yeah. An extension of our
Or
family.
extension of our family.
Yeah.
You know, he went out and crushed it. I mean, he was killing it, the amount of listings and just, you know, just the hustle and grit with the same idea. And this is how important the narrative 10 disciplines are. You know, shout out to Gary Acosta and to Jerry Asensio for, you know, the vision and all that you bring. I mean, I was actually the first narrative certified trainer on the island, so it was a blessing. I mean, I got it, and I live it, I breathe this, you know? With me, what you see is what you get. So anyway, we portrayed this onto our team, and this is how much we have. This young man, 21 years old, and I have to say his name, Manuel Perez. I love you. I gotta say, shout out Manuel. first commission into stocks. I am so proud of him. So, it was not about wow, he's making it. It's about the maritime discipline, the change we're doing in the mindset. We're changing life and changing the mindset.
And taking those steps to create your wealth, right?
Yes, exactly.
I know that's one of the things that is closest to your heart is helping people create their wealth, right? And so through real estate and through so many other ways as well, we have to have that mature understanding of how to create wealth, because if all the money that's coming in is also going out in toys, but we're not prepared to have them yet, then we're not creating wealth. That's an empty life, because the minute the money stops, you're left high and dry. You're like, how am I going to pay my bills? What am I going to do about these toys? Like,
I think
you have to have money in the bank.
one of the
And I
things,
have to say before I forget, in Gary's words, those with the most toys, loses.
and which is most important, the lesson that we're trying to reach and mention to everyone is that we've gone through it.
Oh, yes.
So we've learned through it. So what we're doing is we're giving back to our community to understand that, we're with you guys. We were there before. Now we're here to help you and guide you through those circumstances to be able to get you where you want to go. So there's always the reason why we're here right now, telling your stories and being honest and being transparent of what you guys have gone through, just like Rebecca and I went through when we wrote Married in Real Estate. They were hard times.
Yeah, we're so proud of you, by the way. That is awesome.
Yeah.
But
I'm honored to be your friends and family and familia.
Thank you.
and there's always that, Rebecca says it all the time, we all have a story to tell. So congratulations on you guys. Your stories are phenomenal.
And in many ways, I feel like our stories kind of mirror each
Yeah.
other.
And we have shared this. I mean,
No.
by the way, this is the first time
We've
shared
spoken
this.
about
It's not
this.
scripted.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
God's purpose is so great.
Yeah, there's so many, of course, different, because our life is very different as well, but there's so many similarities in going into the BPO market and the REO market,
Yes.
and kind of going through all that together. And then I'm forever grateful to NAREP, because it's
yes.
through that membership with NAREP that we have met so many amazing professionals throughout the United States and Puerto Rico, and that is how I met you, and so I'm so grateful for that. But
Hugo, hey, how are you, Hugo? Thank you so much. He says congratulations to you guys. You won the medal.
Oh,
He's winning Nora.
yes, I know.
Gil Ramos says,
Gil
congratulations.
Go Gil.
And Joseph Castellana from Atlanta, we love you, brother. Thank you so much. Yes.
So now, fast forward.
Yes.
Now you're still working in the industry, and you see this amazing opportunity. And so there's an influx of agents who have now joined the brokerage, and you're like, I want to know about that. So let's talk a little bit about how you became the broker of record for Puerto Rico, EXP Puerto Rico. So now, again, we're not trying to recruit anything, we're just telling your story of how this has all come about. We just celebrated the pre-launch, and so walk us through a little bit of how that first started and how you were discovered.
Well, I have to give it back to you. Definitely. I mean, we had conversations about EXP, and actually, back in November, we were at a narrative event. And our plan, we had actually planned together with you guys to get licensed in Florida.
Right.
Because we had no idea. I mean, nobody had any idea when EXP Puerto Rico was going to be reality. So we had talked about January 2020, doing the transition to start working in Florida and in Puerto Rico. So pandemic happened, the whole story. Was it September? Right? We had a conversation in August in the midst of the pandemic. I mean, Michael Valdez joined the XP Global in May 2020. And Michael, shout out to you, my heart, my respect. You're incredible. We love you. And so we started, we saw that game changer, as we call it. So we started conversations, and you were telling me, how I think this is the moment we should start conversations. And shout out to Romar, también, our other business partner, and Veronica. We started these conversations like, like just thinking about it, right? Like we don't know the island, and I was, portraying the pain and necessities of the industry in general in Puerto Rico. How there's a need, more co-broke, more standardized things. I mean, the need for going virtual right now. I've always known in my career that there was something better, that we needed something better. I just didn't find what I believe was our biggest need for the future. So it made total sense, even when the need wasn't there for my island in terms of economy, in terms of going virtual. So we started those conversations. In September, we started having some Zooms with some brokers and some agents in the island. Michael was gracious.
And our friends of yours, the people that came to
yes.
wanted some more information.
Exactly. And we did not want to necessarily, we didn't seek avidly like the top producer. No. We wanted people with a different mindset, with a different vision. I mean, we welcome everybody, but it's about core values. It's about the core values that EXP represents, and I wholeheartedly believe that. I live these core values. I breathe these core values. And to be honest, I was not seduced by the money. I was by the core values. I mean, I was like, wow, this is what I live. This is what I do for 27 years in the industry. I want to be part of this. And just getting to know Michael was like, wow, this is reality, So we started these Zoom conversations, and because Michael there was un reto, challenge, to pique interest, and we were having 60, 70, and don't quote me on this. And Michael was on one of those calls with us, and that kind of changed, and he saw the potential for our island. And he got on a call with me later, it was in October, and we talked about it, and he presented the opportunity for me being broker of record. I mean, he recognized my leadership, my passion, my commitment, my transparency, my ethics, and I don't know how he found so many things about me, because I mean, we just met in September, and he talked to me and told me, what he kind of knew about me. He's just a great leader. I really love and respect him so much. So as of October, we started working on behind the scenes, very quiet, because it has to be that way. It has to be very ethical, and that's how EXP does everything. And EXP Global is just, imagine, from September to December, we launched 5 countries without anybody getting on a plane, like Michael says. And this is how big they were for you guys that are not really involved. South Africa, India, Mexico, Portugal, and France. September to December 2020, in the midst of a pandemic, EXP Global opened those markets. And having all that, we were having the conversations, doing the homework, and everything that's involved in opening a corporation, a business, like any other business in a new country. So we were doing this research, and getting everything aligned. And but like I said, we just had to pre-launch, and we're still not open. Okay, it's very important, please. EXP Puerto Rico is not officially open, okay? It's not. The pre-launch webinar was to get the model out. The business model is established. Every time we open a new country, there's a specific business model that's tailored, if you will, to that country, because if we're committed in EXP Global to the success and to the growth of our agents, of our business partners worldwide. So the business model that was launched on the webinar on, was it Thursday? I can't forget the days.
It was Thursday.
It was Thursday, right? No, Tuesday. That is the official business model. If you want to listen to the business model, reach out. You can reach out to Rebecca, to Sway, to Lewis, to myself, and we'll gladly let you have a copy, a link to that recorded webinar. But this is the business model, and when Puerto Rico opens officially, EXP Puerto Rico opens officially, you will know. I am the broker of record. I will serve every single one of the agents in Puerto Rico. This is like I said, bigger than us. This is about changing lives. This is about providing. Going back, we have to go back to American principles. And Michael is an American member, and he's been on the board. He's been involved in this, so he understood perfectly the need, and what we were walking for. He actually made it happen. So it was about that. It was about growth. It was about building better agents, more prepared agents, and obviously having them economically. So yes, we have a real estate team, which Lewis is now going to have a lot more work because I have to concentrate on serving and providing and loving and nurturing and helping all our agents in Puerto Rico as we continue to grow. It's been exciting with it. I mean, we were on Clubhouse last night, and like Megan, our director of global operations, said, it's a roller coaster, emotions. We cry, we laugh, we cry again. We think we're gonna go crazy, but then we're sane again.
That's every day, by the way, guys. That's every day, not just once a week.
And we have an amazing. This is not. I'm boots on the ground, obviously, because I know Puerto Rico, I know the industry, I know how the island works and the laws and everything. But Global has an incredible, amazing team. Obviously piloted by the one and only Michael Valdez, but there's Kelly Megan, our director of global operations. Yes. It's mind blowing. And what I love is how we come together, in these global meetings, global team as a family. And imagine the way that normally business is conducted. You know how it gets tense and there turns to be disruption and I guess and one over the other. I have never seen that in Global. It's like they're here to hold your hand and we work together and nobody's there to be bigger or greater than the other. We're here to grow something we all believe in as we walk into different countries. So it's not about, we're not recruiting, it's not about EXP Puerto Rico. I'm talking about EXP in general, Global. It's mind-blowing and it's an honor to work hand in hand and to serve with such amazing leaders, such amazing human beings.
What do you think this will do for the island?
Oh my God, I've called it a revolution. We're revolutionizing the industry. It's like I said, it's what I've
Changing the game.
Yes,
Yeah,
game
the future.
changer. It's a game changer for the future. Thank you.
Sure.
This is what I have dreamed about for 27 years in real estate. And, I just feel so blessed, to be in the position as broker of record where I can impact, with my beliefs and obviously with our EXP global beliefs. And Jason Geffrey's my shout out to you, an amazing human being, incredible.
I was about to say that.
So
Big shout out to
humble.
Jason Gesson for your vision
Yes.
also,
Yes, even Glenn Sandra. It's incredible. It started at the top, from Glenn's vision, and it just rolls over. It's like that energy, that passion, that love, those values. It goes like Mike and Jay. It just rolls down that way. Shout out to Jay and Jay Kinder and Michael Reese. With them last night. They're all together. It was so
Yes.
great. It humbles me. Why would they invest in Puerto Rico? And this is not me talking to Puerto Rico. This is Ivelisse talking. It could be a way for people to find millionaires to come here and make more money, and there's a tax incentive and just go out. But they're self-invested in helping Puerto Rico grow, in helping our community, and working hand in hand with locals. That in itself blew my mind. It's much more than money. It's about changing lives. It's about making a difference. It's about impacting communities. And we were on a Zoom a couple of weeks ago with Michael, and I know you'll say you were impacted by the way you were too.
Oh, yeah.
And Michael said, imagine in the future, in the near future, you can come into communities, build a hospital, build a school.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God, it hit me. This is so much bigger than what we realized.
I agree, man. Something that Michael Reese said last night that really touched me is like, I'm not here to be better than anyone else. I'm here to help you. If I see the potential in you, I'm going to help you. And I don't want to feel like I'm bigger than anyone else because I live like this. I want to be able to fit in. I want to be able to help the people that I see that have potential. I want to ride still. And to me, a fearless leader like that, I want to surround myself with. Sitting at that table, those words touch me. I sat there and I'm like, whoa, hearing it from someone that is. It's amazing. It's amazing.
There's a saying that says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So
Exactly.
You're blessed to have these visionaries that are paving the way, leading, and it really is up to us. Are we going to take action to follow that? And I want to surround myself not just with those visionaries, but people who are going to positively impact, people who are helping to build you personally and professionally. So, we are #unstoppable.
Yes, unstoppable. Yes.
#unstoppable.
So tell the audience, anyone that want to reach out to you guys, give them a little information about Luis and Ivelisse.
Okay, now it's real estate wise, like the team, everything has to do with girls, selling, listing. My husband, my business partner, my life, you contact him. Luis Ramirez.
It's an easy number. It's an easy number to dial. It's on 787-347-4838. I'll be 347-4838. Call us, and we're here to help you with your
And if
clients.
anything related about EXP Puerto Rico, you can contact me at 787-560-4688 or go to global expglobal.partners. Just put it in the comments, if you're interested about Puerto Rico or information about us, and that will be relayed to me by our incredible, amazing global team. And we'd love to have a chat, of course. Any information, any questions. We believe in transparency. We believe in and keeping it real. So definitely contact us, and we're excited. We're happy to share the core values, the mission, the vision of what EXP Global is about. And all I can say is that Puerto Rico para el mundo.
Right, and I want to give, I'm so excited about this new venture for you guys, but I want to give a shout out to my daughter, Amani. Not only got licensed in Puerto Rico, she lives here, and now she's also become the onboarding specialist, and she'll be working closely with you.
Part of my staff, actually she was presented in the pre-launch, her and Naomi Lopez. They're going to be like boots on ground, administrative part. They're my right-hand side.
Congratulations to my baby girl.
Yes, somebody, and Naomi, I'm so honored and blessed to work with them. I mean, they're awesome human beings, incredible, and just the work ethic that I've seen in them, and just and the fact that that Amaris is your daughter, I mean, it's an added blessing. It's like everything comes around, Yes. And by the way, she went through the process like anybody else,
Yes,
So no special treatments at all. So it was like, there's a higher purpose, guys. There's a higher purpose.
And if anyone is interested in knowing more about Married in Real Estate, go to marriedinrealestate.com to get your free copy. And just follow us on all social media platforms, marriedinrealestate.com. Any last words?
Right now, if they do go to get that free book, Married in Real Estate, they can also check out the course that's available. And the time is right now. The course is focusing on creating your vision, getting your business plan ready, and mapping out that plan for your future. So I encourage you to check it out today, marriedinrealestate.com. Closing words from you guys.
Well, I'm gonna leave a message to think about it. And you're gonna hear these stories, right? And for the young couples, this is a sample of what you should do or you should not do on life. So if you want a success relationship, you want a success life, raise your family the way it should be. Listen to it and apply what is good for you and go from there.
Definitely. Always remember your why, and the why is not about dollars and cents, because money comes and goes, but family, love, support, relationships, that's what it's all about. And if you have that tribe, you're going to be unstoppable. So keep it real, lead with your heart. That's the best advice I can give. Always keep it real, and your faith. Faith is essential. Pray together, talk together, it's communications, and it's love. Even when things get ugly, which they do in marriage, we gotta look at the love and what's brought you together. So that would be our final word. Shout out, thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you for the invite.
Thanks everyone. Until the next time.